All right, Shalom, Akel, as a Quanium. I would like to start off by giving our honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakudash, double honor to our apostles, the great millstone, Ruel. Peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. I'm Zahabi behind the camera.
Shakart.
And feel free to, make any. All right, and today I want to go into discipline, man, because in this walk, man, a lot of the positions that you find yourself in is a result of the level of discipline that you have within yourself, man. All right, and the level of growth that you have is based on your level of discipline that you have, man. I'm going to start out with 1 Corinthians 9:27. But I keep under my body and bring it to subjection. What's another word for that? Self-control. All right. 1 Corinthians 9:27 again. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway, man. All right. If you go into the books of our forefathers, collectively known as the Holy Scriptures, a lot of the content is based on self-control, especially the book of Proverbs, the book of Sirach, okay? And I'm going to tell you, brothers, from personal experience, on the little time that I've had in this truth, man, you're not going to go anywhere without discipline, man, because there's a saying in the world that knowing is half the battle. You can know how you're supposed to conduct yourself as a man, but if you don't have that discipline, you're going to lose that battle, all right? When you synchronize knowledge and discipline, then you have power. Now, you can have all the knowledge, but you don't have any action behind that, the discipline to execute, then you're not going to get anywhere. All right, you can know right from wrong, but if you don't have any self-control over your spirit, you're gonna always be 2 steps back, man. Correct. Some things is attributed to Satan. Some of the things that you have to go through is a result of the affliction that you are in because of you're in this truth. But some of the situations that you find yourself in, it's a lack of discipline on your behalf, man. All right? So I'm going to read that once again. 1 Corinthians, I actually left it. But 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 27 again. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. So it's very important as young men in this truth to put our body under subjection, man. All right, you have to have rule over your own spirit, man. All right, and it's imperative to your not only growth but to your survival in this truth to have rule over your spirit, especially in a society that tells you to not have rule over your spirit, to obey your will, man. All right, well then I'm going to get Proverbs 25:28. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. All right. A city, in the ancient world, all cities had walls built around them for protection. But if you don't have any self-control, you're liable to get yourself into all types of dangerous situations, man. All right. Rule over your spirit basically means control yourself, man. Whether it's sexually, whether it's emotional, all right. It's not cool to be an angry man. It's not cool to have no self-control over your wrath, all right. If you have tension built up, if you have rage built up, you should. That's probably because you're not that active. I'm not saying that's not the case. That's the case every time. But as a young man, you have to put yourself in motion. You have to put yourself in environments where you can release that tension, man. Because we are oppressed, and stagnant energy and the mundane, the monotony of this world, going to work and going home. You just have built up tension in you, man. All right, so it's good to do things like what do you call it? Cardio. Do things like run, hit the treadmill, do HIIT cardio, anything that can get a good sweat out of you, man. You don't have to be this big macho guy, but you have to know your nature. And men were meant to have a purpose, and men were meant to function. And in order to function, the Most High gives you energy. But if you don't utilize the energy, you will have built up energy. You will want to have sex all the time, man. You will want to fight all the time. So you have to have a way to release that energy, man. And ultimately, you just have to practice discipline. All right. Did you have anything you want to say?
Let me see. I had a quote. This is a quote from actually Abraham Lincoln. And it says, discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most.
And I'm glad you brought that out, man. Because in order to reach financial goals, you have to delay gratification. If you buy everything you see, all right, you will never have money. You'll never have money in the long run. You will never have a hedge fund, man. That's something I had to work on, man. That I'm honestly working on. You have to delay gratification, man. All right, if you like food, cook. You know what I mean? Meal prep. Write down your expenses versus your the money you're bringing in, man. And it tells you also in Sirach that a man should have basically, I'm roughly paraphrasing it, but a man should have a written account of the things he has coming in and going out, man. That's your income versus your expenses. And you should know how much money that you can spend every month. Okay? Because really your apartment or your housing situation, that's your business. And in business, you have to have management. You have to manage because really your apartment and your world you live in, that's your kingdom. How can you say we're a king and you can't control your own kingdom, man? Your woman shouldn't have to manage your money. Your woman should have to have your debit card, man. You should be able to manage your own self, man. That goes into self-control. All right? So, hey, going back to it, man, you have to learn how to delay gratification to take care of not only the things that you want, but the things you need, man. All right? And there's another quote, you don't have to get it, but it says, he who fails to conquer self should be conquered by self, man. So you have to understand your own nature being a newborn in this truth. And as a newborn in this truth, your own self is your worst enemy. And not only sexual impulses or being financially impulsive, but also those demons in your head, you have to have discipline over those demons, those self-imposed limitations, man. All right? Those doubt demons, you have to have discipline to do something despite the doubt that's in your mind. All right? The fear of rejection, you have to have discipline to do something despite the fear of rejection in your mind. You're going to find out that the prison is not only Babylon, but Babylon is in your mind. The shackles are in your mind. All right? When Yahushua told Peter, hey, to walk on water with me, all right, he was getting Peter to build up his faith, to release those shackles of doubt in his mind. All right? And that's where they get the movie Matrix from. Morpheus was having Neo release those shackles of doubt in his mind to realize that the sky was the limit, man. All right? So a lot of us, the setbacks that we have is not because we're under Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, or, we're under the curse. A lot of it is self-imposed limitations because we've been institutionalized to be peasants in this society. All right, we've been institutionalized to be the underdog and have no sense of competence about ourselves, man. All right? So, from now I'm going to get real quick. Select, bro. I'm going to get Wisdom of Solomon. Say it again, bro.
Did you bring out Proverbs 16?
I could get there real quick.
I got you.
Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
this Proverbs 16, verse 32. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city.
Hey, man, really, the new thing should be ruling your spirit, man. It ain't about being a real nigga or a savage. All that little demonic shit they got going on in the nigga community, Esau set that up so we could destroy ourselves, man.
Right.
Or so 2/3 can destroy their selves. All right, but hey, we should be like ones to rule over our spirit, man.
Yep.
And part of ruling over your spirit is to see things through the spirit. The reason why you ain't punch your supervisor in the face or your coworker in the face for saying a little slick stuff is because you perceive that's a demon working through that man.
Right.
One of the things that help you rule over your spirit is that you can perceive that it's a demon speaking through those people, man. All right, even adversity that happens, you have to see through the spirit that that's a demonic attack on you, man. Ultimately to test your integrity.
Okay.
So one of the things that help you rule over the spirit is to see things through the spirit.
Yep.
The reason why you ain't roundhouse kick your woman for having a smart mouth, because you understand that a demon entered into her, man.
That's right.
All right, because it tells you what in 1 Corinthians 7, nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh.
That's right.
All right?
A good example is the movie Godfather, which is a classic. I definitely recommend brothers to see, like just on a spiritual level, you can learn a lot of things. And one of the characters in the movie was the name of Sonny. He was the older brother, and you had the younger brother named Michael Corleone. And he was, the younger brother. So Sonny, his characteristics were like he was impulsive.
Yeah.
He like just act off of emotions. So he found out that his sister got beat up, and he didn't like warn nobody, nothing like that. He got the call and just left out in the car. His bodyguards didn't even tell them or notify no one. He just straight left the scene, try to see about his sister. And next thing you know, he got shot up. It was all the whole setup, man. But on the other hand, Michael, the younger brother, he was more cool, calm, and collective in the spirit, man. He always made calculated decisions on everything. He took counsel a lot too. So we can learn that through the spirit, how we need to make calculated decisions through the spirit. Seek counsel from the elder brothers in your camp,
Yep. Hey, because we say we're kings. Kings don't make moves without counselors, man. A king is nothing without a priest. A king is nothing without his councilmen, okay? And it tells you that in the scriptures. That, you know, before a war, there's counsel or something to that effect. You can't just make an impulsive move. Even if your country gets attacked, like the country's dealing with America, man. When the Iranian leader got killed, they didn't instantly shoot back at America, man. And they had to move strategically. Like, even though we've been wrong, shit, we can't jeopardize our whole country. All right, so kings, they're chess players, man, not checkers.
That's right.
See, Esau and the spiritual demons say wants you to react on the level of a checkers player. He make a move, you make a move. Someone who's a chess player, they're thinking 3 steps ahead. If I make this move, I'm gonna get trapped in this direction, so I'm gonna go that direction. All right, Esau does that with Jake. He provokes you to get upset, so when you snap out, now you're the overly aggressive minority. Same thing with women. You get into it with your baby mama or some woman you're dealing with, especially if y'all living together. What happens? She provokes you to anger, then you get mad. Next thing you know, she calls the cops and plays what? The victim. All right, so we can allow ourselves to be controlled emotionally. We have to have rule over our spirit. Because he who can control you can control your destiny. Somebody that can control your emotion can control your destiny, man. They can control what type of situation you're going to be in. Hey, you got something, brother?
Yeah.
Right.
Proverbs 11:14. Where no counsel is, the people fall. But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety.
Hey, you have a brotherhood. You have a multitude of counselors, man. All right. Hey, man, I'm a so-called elder in the camp, under elder of war, man. I don't do nothing without counsel. I don't care if a brother's older than me or younger than me. If I feel that brother has some type of experience or expertise that I don't have, I'm contacting that brother, man. Financial advice, whatever it may be. Man, you think this would be a good move? I asked that question, man, because I understand the scriptures. I'm gonna get it right quick. So I can pull it up right quick.
And it also just shows humility too. Because you're not acting like you just know it all.
Right.
Because, you know, this is a brotherhood, so therefore we learn from each other and we grow with each other, you know?
And we so tight in this camp through the spirit of Habashim Shah, when brothers have a slip up or we make mistakes and we get corrected, we all in on it and we learn from that experience. And we have building that brother up, man. All right, let me see if I can find it right quick.
No keyword in it, bro?
Well, it's do nothing without advice is one of them.
All right, let's see. This is all right, this Sirach 32:19. Do nothing without advice, and when thou hast once done, repent not.
Do nothing without advice, man. But an impulsive man won't do anything without advice because he doesn't want that advice to cancel out his desire, man. All right? It's some women you shouldn't deal with, whether they're single or not, man. It's certain women, if a brother tell you, look, man, you shouldn't deal with her, hey, learn from that, man. It's certain moves that you shouldn't make. If a brother's telling you, man, you shouldn't go out of town for that job, you know what I mean? It shouldn't take for you not to go out of town. You should listen to those brothers, man. All right? And do nothing without advice, man. And don't be afraid to sacrifice your lust or your desire to hear something that's gonna benefit you, man.
That's right.
All right? And we get on brothers about how they eat. That's how we are. Like, if brothers have a poor diet in general, and we get on them brothers, man. That's not to say we all vegan over here or we all eat healthy 100% of the time, but we make sure every brother's on point in every facet of their lives, man.
That's right.
All right? I'm going to get this right quick. Sirach, going to the same chapter 32 and 17. A sinful man, a sinful man will not be reproved, will find an excuse according to his will. A man of counsel will be considerate, but a strange and proud man is not daunted with fear, even when of himself he have done without counsel. So
always trying to justify himself, you know? You know, always gotta make reasons why he do something, but he never try to seek counsel through the spirit. And you gotta think about it, it's not the brothers actually talking to you, that's your Habashim Shah talking through their brother, you know, to notify you through the spirit, you know?
And you got some brothers?
You said man of counsel be considerate. Yeah, so that just shows, that goes back to the humility, you know, because you know what we was taught on this Western Hemisphere, you know, just pretty much as the brother stated earlier, do as thou wilt, you know what I'm saying? Just feed off your own emotions, you know what I'm saying? Just obey your thirst. And now we come through the spirit and power of your Habashim Shah, through the scriptures, now we have understanding. And when brothers give us advice, take that as Yahweh Shah is talking to you, man.
Yep. Because the word of Yahweh Shah is like an oracle, man. In our homeland Jerusalem, when we had priests and they hit the Urim and the Thummim, all right, that was literally a satellite to communicate with the Most High to see what our next move was gonna be. So the priests were literally the mediators, the Yahweh Shahs at that time, if I may say that. All right, they were literally the mediators to the Most High. That's why the priests had to be pure. Right? If you remember, when the time of Moses, when the Most High made his grand entrance on the planet Earth, the Most High made sure everybody was pure. Hey, don't deal with your woman for 3 days till I come. All right, don't do this, don't do that. Anything that's unclean, keep it from my presence. So the house, the temple of the Most High had to have that level of purity at all times to receive the entrance of the message of the Most High. All right, so I'm just showing you the lengths of what we did to communicate with the Most High. So how fortunate are you to have a man of the Lord, a priest next to you at all times? An oracle, a walking oracle called the brother next to you at all times, which is the reason why something is compelling him to speak to you, or the spirit is on him to call you, because it's literally the Most High talking to you through that brother, man. So you don't have to go to a temple, you don't have to sacrifice a lamb, you don't have to go on Amazon and see if you can find a Urim and a Thummim. You know, I'm being facetious, but you don't have to do all those things because you got a walking oracle, a walking temple amongst you, man. All right? But that's why it also says in Sirach, let reason go before every enterprise and counsel before every action. All right? And we should get back in that spirit, man. Reason is to be calculated. Counsel is speaks for itself. To seek advice from brothers, man. All right? And whatever you're going to give, we just wrap it up with that. But brothers, hey, man, we have to practice the art of self-control, whether it's dealing with money, whether it's dealing with the women, whether it's dealing with your own emotions. All right, you're going to hear certain things from a brother that's against your ego. Hey, you're going to hear certain things from the brotherhood that's against your ego. You have to control that, man. We've said in certain counselors where you see demons flaring up from brothers because they hear something that's attacking their ego, man. All right, but your ego is set up to be against you. Your ego has a mentality that, hey, I'm not supposed to be wrong, man. Being wrong is a form of dying to me. That's why it hurts so bad. Because being wrong is like a form of death to you, man. All right, but it's not you dying. That's your ego. That's your pride. And what does it say about pride in the book of Proverbs? Pride go up before destruction. All right? So we're going to have things about us, but once you identify your flaws, you got to work on them, man. Don't live with it. Let it go. All right?
Okay. It says, Proverbs 20:18, every purpose is established by counsel, and with good advice, make war.
Hey, that's heavy. Hey, so much for Christianity, right? Make war. Hey, but with good counsel, with good advice, make war, man. Hey, you saw that one of the movie Alexander. Alexander was talking to his 4 generals, and they was looking at the map. And Alexander was like, I want to do this. But his 4 generals like, man, this is a better idea. Alexander had generals, man. He had counselors. He wasn't just making executive moves all the time, man. He had counselors. So if we're kings, we have to think like we have counselors, man. All right?
That's right.
But I'm going to bring that lesson to a closing, man, through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. I hope you brothers are edified. Once again, we want to give our honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honor to our apostles, the great millstone, rule well. Peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. To the next time, Shalom.
Shalom.